according to the Kentucky Constitution, Section 18 is imprisonment for debt restricted. The person of a debtor, where there is not strong presumption of fraud, shall not be continued in prison after delivering up his estate for the benefit of his creditors in such manner as shall be prescribed by law. So, therefore, it's just like a bankruptcy. If you can't afford to pay your bills, then you declare bankruptcy, you put all your stuff out in the middle, your creditors come, pick out whatever they want to take, and then you start off with a clean slate. Now, there's this debtor's prison, and it's in Arkansas, and it's with this guy, this Hale, the Hale you fucking say, Judge Silas Butch Hale. He put a cancer patient in jail for 90 days because he couldn't pay the court $3,000. So the guy's name is Lee Robertson. His trouble began in late 2009 when he was undergoing his first stint of chemotherapy to battle the pancreatic cancer that had made it impossible for him to work. In the course of 2 weeks, Robertson wrote 11 checks at stores near his home for small amounts ranging from $5 to $41. So he started off owing a few stores about $200. 6 years and 7 arrests later, now he owes $3,000. So ultimately, justice is an eye for an eye. You stole $200 and you need to give $200 back somehow by giving that company labor, give that company time. But ultimately, who does this help? Who the fuck does this shit help? So let's assume $200 was stolen from Mr. and Mrs. Mall and Paul Small Business. Okay, so Mr. and Mrs. Mall and Paul Small Business. We'll just say Mall Small Business. Okay. Mother Jones. Okay, so Mother Jones is owed $200, and Mother Jones, she wants that $200 back. She don't give a shit. What, you're gonna take him and put him in jail and then fucking what, strip search him and yell at him and treat him like an asshole and then put on a whole bunch of fines to where he can't fucking pay for it and then he's in and out of the criminal justice system for the rest of his life? How does that help Mother Jones? She got a bad check for, $200. She wants that money back. Now, the cops fucked this whole thing up. The prosecutors, the court system, they fucked this whole thing up. Instead of saying, you need to pay her back her money, now they say, no, we're going to take care of it, and we're going to wreck your fucking life. And this guy, he couldn't have a job, so he was, forced to essentially survive. He's got pancreatic cancer. What the fuck is he supposed to do? Did Arkansas take up the extended Medicaid? Are they in favor of universal health care? And so this guy's got pancreatic cancer, and now he's fucked. Now he's just fucked because he's got cancer. Now he's got fucking jails. Now he's got, let's assume he gets past his pancreatic cancer. Now he's got a fucking record he's got to explain away. And so that's what happened for this guy, Robertson. And so Lee Robertson had to go to jail. And it started out in late 2009. Now they continue on and say how shitty this court is, okay? So not only is it a shitty court, it's going to affect a woman over here, a white woman, so it's not just a black man. This is a black man. But it's saying that his cancer was in remission, but when he was in the jail, he wasn't getting his medication for that pancreatic cancer or his high blood pressure. He was released on August 15th, and shortly after he was released, there was a 34-year-old man who went into the Pulaski County Jail in Arkansas for criminal mischief, public intoxication, so for getting drunk and yelling. He hung himself. He killed himself. So that's an indication of shitty fucking problems in the facility. These motherfuckers are psychos. Jails are the bastions of where oppression is. Put them in jail, they're out of society, who gives a shit? What's happening to them in there? We don't fucking know. Are we going to say anything? Are we going to believe them when they come out? Between the time of his charges and his latest jail, Robertson had been sentenced to stretch in jail over outstanding fees. So, a private probation company, ProTrack, also charged Robertson $35 per month on top of the payments to the court, burying him further in debt. And he's not alone. Nikki Petrie, 40 years old. This is the white woman. This is another article, both from the Huffington Post. She bounced a $29 check. And whereas he broke the law intentionally in order to survive, she did it, unknowingly. Like that... Section 18 says where there is not strong presumption of fraud. So was there a strong presumption of fraud on her part? So she had direct deposit. She moves, and she thought the last check was going to go into her checking account, but apparently you're supposed to pick up the last check. Why? Who the fuck knows? This is how they do shit. They want to fuck your shit up. And so she wrote a check, and it happened to be $29 over. So she bounced a $29 check. And one thing led to the next, and then she's getting fucking arrested. She's getting arrested. She had to go to jail for 35 days. So now she's a wanton criminal with a jail record. What did she steal? It wasn't intentional. It was totally, you know what I mean? Like, it's like miscommunication. That's not, you're going to get criminalized this shit? What about the amounts of money that the courts have stolen from them? You're going to sit there and tell me that writing a bad check for $200 is stealing, and it is. But what about the extra $2,800 that the court system put on top of him for that crime? That's stealing. That reminds me just of my, they arrested me for an overdue library book for 10 years ago. And when I went there, eventually the judge wasn't going to give me a public attorney. He said I had a truck, so therefore I could sell it, and therefore I could, afford it, which is horse shit. And he also, let's see, it was bullshit, but eventually he dismisses it, okay? He dismisses it. I go back to get my $100 bail bond back, and she says that there was a $25 fee. For a case that was dismissed, the case was dismissed. So somebody leveled accusations against me. It wasn't, I took care of it. I went ahead and went to the library, and I paid $20, and they dismissed the case. So if $20 worth of library books is a crime to steal, then $25 of bail bond fee is a crime too. Thou shalt not steal because you're on that side of the fucking counter because you're reading a computer. This is bullshit. These assholes stay on that fucking side of the counter. They stay in those robes, and they act like they're the fucking good guys when they're the oppressors and they're the ones stealing. They're taking people's money. And whether you're taking people's money by bad checks or whether you're taking people's money by tacking on extra fees and fines and this and that and stealing people's lives by throwing them in jail, you're a fucking thief, and thou should not steal. So stealing, violence, rape, murder, these are the four worst things that one individual can do to another. And the fact that they're getting away with this shit is bullshit, man. It is such bullshit. So it says, every time we went to court, we stood in line, we got our papers at the end of the line. Yeah, the way that they fucking do this shit, so that other articles talking about that you would show up, and then they would say that it's a closed court. So family and friends couldn't go into court with them. And before they went into this debtor's prison, they had to sign a waiver of attorney form, or they wouldn't be allowed to go in. And if they weren't allowed to go in, then failure to appear, now they got a warrant out for the rest, they're going to go to jail. Go to jail or, waive your right to an attorney. So this is absolute fucking scam. This is a scam. This is, what do they call that? A elaborate scam. It's a ruse. It's a fucking racket. It's a goddamned racket. He goes, so every time I went before him, they added $600 to $700 to my fine. So the Silas fucking Hale, suck my dick, Silas Hale. Silas Hale, you're a piece of shit. You can kiss my fucking ass, stupid ass bitch. Motherfucker's gonna steal money, and then he's gonna pretend like he's a good fucking person. What's he get paid? $150,000? That's how much the judges around here get paid. That motherfucker wants to put a warrant and try to fuck my life up over a library book, which was unbeknownst to me. Okay, I moved away and I didn't realize I had it, but still, once I found out that I had it, give me a chance to go ahead and take care of it. The cop could have used discretion. Nah, put him in jail. And then when I was in jail, there was a white woman that was trying to start shit with me. So then what? Everybody could beat me up. Now I got assault charge, and now I don't ever fucking get out of jail. People don't know how to treat others with dignity or respect. They're such shitty fucking human beings. And then they're going to pretend that they're the good people. You're not the good people. You're an oppressor. And you're one of the worst peoples out here because the heart of an oppressor is a sadistic heart. You say we're doing it for their own good. You're not doing it for their own good. It's a love of death, not of life. It's not love. Okay? They try to kill that person. They want to destroy that fucking person in order to do as they are commanded to do. So she says as of right now, she still owed $1,300, and they probably paid him back $600, $700. They'd tack on more time. And then I'd be arrested, picked up whenever I got pulled over, whatever happened in front of my family, friends, people, the world to see. It's embarrassing. So afraid to go to town, to go to Walmart or something. Afraid I'd go to jail in front of everyone I know, my children. I was almost ready for them to hold me in jail until it had a zero balance. That's the only way I could see paying it off was with my time. I couldn't even begin to tell you. This is her, story. There's no way out. I don't see no way out. It sucks. Pardon my language. I was scared to go to court. I didn't even see a reason to go to court a couple times because I knew I couldn't pay it. I knew they were going to add more to it. I knew they were going to have another one. I just hope I can get it behind me. The only thing I want is to be able to not have to look over my shoulder when I go out. I don't want to have to carry this around no more. It's been a really huge burden. And so, she's talking about also how they treated her in prison. They pin you in a corner. You must pay this or else you go in there. They said that they stayed on lockdown for 23 hours of the 24 hours. You get out for an hour, you take a shower, use your phone, you step outside for a minute, then you get locked back down. You're in a cell with another person. It's kind of a setup like a small prison. And then they moved me to the trustee pod. They made me a trustee and put me in the laundry department. I stayed in my cell. Didn't cause no problems. Just started reading books. The food was terrible. They pin you in a corner almost, especially for a person like me who has limited means. They let me out for $100 in tax, $700 more onto the fine I already can't pay. So she gets bailed out for $100. Now she's got $700 on top of it. They corner me and there's no way out from underneath of it. So this fucking Silas Hale, the Butch can, fuck Butch. Butch is a bitch, and Butch is a psycho, and he's absolutely to fucking blame. People want to talk about why would you, side against the other side? They're criminals. Yeah, this lady that accidentally wrote a $29 check, she's a fucking criminal. That's who you guys are going after, the Donald Trumps of the world. Y'all want to defend the fucking system so goddamn much. You're ruining people's lives. You're ruining people's lives over a tiny little fucking thing. And for what? What the fuck do you get out of that? Schadenfreude? You get pleasure out of other people's pain? That's all you get? You get to say, fuck that person's life? That means you're the sick psycho. That means you're a bad fucking person. Okay? You're not doing society any favors whatsoever. The thief is the system. The thief is that judge. Silas Hale, fuck you. In fact, Silas Hale should be thrown out on his ass. Silas Hale should be sitting in his own fucking prison. And he should be sitting in his own fucking prison for the thousands of dollars that he has robbed and the hours and months and years of life that he stole. He ain't doing nobody any favors. Tough on crime, he's the criminal. In fact, just look at Edward Snowden. Look at Bradley Manning. The good guy goes to jail. And then the bad guys who was, shot up a bunch of kids, put them in critical condition, killed those Reuters employees, they're free. They're free. They get to go around killing people. They still got jobs. They think that they did what they were supposed to do. Oh, yeah, I didn't give a fuck about human life. I'm a good fucking person, right? Yes, you are. Here's another check. Nah, we need humanity. We need humanity in these policies unless we're just a Nazi, police state. To assume that the system always does a good job. Yeah, people do bad things and then they get them. But what about the people that don't do bad things? And the fact that, do they get them? They fucked this lady over for what? Because she didn't know that the direct deposit for the last check doesn't actually go directly into her account. And why would they do that? Why would you switch it up then? Why couldn't you put the fucking check right into the checking account, undo the direct deposit? Why couldn't you done it like that? Yeah, so it's fucking bullshit, okay? It's absolute fucking bullshit that people would even act like this. The bank, the fucking say it's a bounce check, like you couldn't, give her a little, hey, it's okay type of thing. Anyways, the Arkansas American Civil Liberties Union had filed the civil rights lawsuit on Tuesday, August 23rd, so 6 days ago. So they're going against these modern-day debtors' prisons. In fact, when I read that section 18, imprisonment for debt restricted, so that means you can't go to jail for child support payments. In fact, I don't see how that fucking helps anybody. Now, if a person is saying, well, I'm not going to pay shit and fuck you, then maybe you might need to put them through the wash. That's what Will T. Scott says. You got to put them through the wash 1 or 2 times. The wash, that's what the criminal justice system is, a fucking wash to you. It's to smash their fucking faces and their souls and their dignities and to say, bitch, we're going to do this shit to you over and over again until you eventually, pull out fucking $2,000 or $3,000 out of your ass? You have to go rob a fucking bank? You have to go do some criminal shit just to get out of this fucking bullshit? The way courts fuck people's lives over for years over a misdemeanor, especially a misdemeanor that wasn't even her fault, or a misdemeanor that, some good person was forced to do because what the fuck else can they do? So for Mother Jones, she doesn't get her $200 back. She doesn't get her $200 back. She made no fucking money on this deal. And then there's the guy who took the money because he has pancreatic cancer, is now in and out of jail, and he's got more fines. He owes $3,000 to the state. How the fuck did that help? The law is there to prevent one person from injuring another person. Mother Jones should get her $200 back, or he could work that $200 off. Something of equal value. So if he doesn't have $200, all right, work it off. You didn't have your $30, well, you need to work it off. You need to do something for the bank, or you need to do something for whoever the fuck. I mean, fuck that corporation and fuck that bank. I mean, the fact that they would do that, and then they would press charges. I mean, that's insane. That's insane. And they said it's in the city of Sherwood in Pulaski County. This is Arkansas. So Arkansas, fuck you guys. I don't know how many other fucking court systems are working like this. Lee Robertson, 44, started having financial trouble in 2009 when he underwent his first round of chemotherapy for pancreatic cancer. He wrote, yeah, so it's the same story. And he was sentenced to pay restitution, fees, fines, court costs, totaling $2,407 and 1 penny. When he couldn't make the monthly payments due to his illness, he was issued further warrants, subsequently charged with failure to pay, failure to appear, failure to comply with probation. So you got a warrant for your arrest, you're going to get beat up, thrown in a fucking thing, be humiliated out in public, cops are going to be after you. The documents state that each of Robertson's attempts to explain his inability to pay were disregarded by the judge, who was also named as a defendant in the ACLU 6 years after. Yeah, the judge also with that lady, she said, you know, can I do weekends? Can't I do community service? Can I do something else in order to pay this off? And the guy was like, no, you're going to jail for 35 days right now. Do as the fuck as I command. It's a fucking slaughterhouse, man. And so, you know, in a way, I'm glad that that white woman got it, because poor people, minorities, there's a lot of people that go through this shit, and they have to go through it. What the fuck are they going to do? These motherfuckers got the money, they got all the power, they got all the lawyers on their side, so they have all the chips stacked on their side. And then they go to jail, and you got some little snot-nosed punk-ass motherfucker that wants to sit there and fuck with you. And then because you went in there for some alcohol intoxication thing, now you hang yourself, now you're dead. You're forcing people to commit suicide. And, you know, like, that very, you know, feeling of suicide could have easily been turned to outwards. And then I bet you'll act shocked. You'll be like, well, I can't believe I fucked his life over some dumb little misdemeanor, but I can't believe he came back after me. Really? You couldn't believe that. That shocks you, huh? It shocks me that you would be shocked by something like that. You fucked somebody over, and then eventually you've been fucking masses of people over, and then one of them was just sick of it. They were just fucking sick of the bullshit. And he hung himself, so if anything, you know, that's better than hurting someone else, I think. Or is it? Hung himself. That's a hell of a death. That is a hell of a death. An ACLU press release states that jailing people for their inability to pay, essentially becoming a modern-day debtor's prison, violates a law forbidding officials to do so. Additionally, the lawsuit alleges that, like Robertson, defendants are required to waive their right to counsel, essentially denying the option of an attorney before entering the courtroom. The hot check defendants are presented with a waiver of counsel form while waiting to go to court. They're told they're required to fill them out before they're allowed in the courtroom. The level you submit to is the level of injustice that will be perpetuated upon you. People think that they're going to court, they're doing what they're supposed to do, they sign this fucking waiver, they don't have any friends and family go into the thing with them, and then they get fucked. They get thrown into a fucking pit with a bunch of snot-nosed, zit-faced, fucking punk-ass, oppressor, molester, fucking dickholes, fascist psychos. And these psychos have no empathy. They don't give a shit about you. Just kiss their ass. Just watch the Stanford prison experiments if you want to know what the fuck I'm talking about. So yeah, Judge Hale, Butch, Silas fucking Hale, you can kiss my ass. I think you're a low-life piece of shit. I think you're the fucking criminal. And everything that you've done to other people, I believe in an eye for an eye. That's justice. So, you know, Silas Hale, Butch Hale, whatever the fuck his name is, he needs to go to jail. And he needs to go to jail for a long-ass time. He needs to be put through the wash a couple fucking times. You're not helping anybody. You're not helping anybody do any fucking thing, you know, judge with his white hair, his fucking stupid-ass Nazi fucking face. Fuck his face. Stupid ass bitch. Can't stand motherfuckers like that, man. He is a punk ass Sherwood District Court Judge Silas Butch Hale. His conduct is shitty. The hot checks division, yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. You're not helping anybody. You know, a single bounce check written 10 years ago for $15 can be leveraged into a debt of thousands of dollars in fines and fees for the inability to pay the original check and then inability to pay the payments that were then set up. Pancreatic cancer in debtor's prison. What does he say? There is no I in pancreatic cancer. I hope he didn't say some stupid shit like that. So, you know how I feel. In Kentucky, we got Section 18 that prevents shit like that from happening, but I don't know how many Kentuckians actually know this, and if we educated ourselves, I think that there would be a lot of people that would be pretty pissed off, and they would be up in arms, and they would want demand a change, because it's bullshit. It's bullshit how many people the system fucking eats, and you know, it's like cheetahs and a bunch of gazelles. When one of the cheetah eats a gazelle, you drive by and you think, oh, goddamn, I'm glad I didn't get ate, right? There's a whole fucking herd, there's 100 of them, they killed one of the gazelles, it wasn't you, and you keep on going. But then eventually, it gets to you. Eventually, it hits one of your kids, it hits one of your friends, it hits close to home. And then what? All the gazelles keep on marching on. It didn't get them. It makes you think of that one quote, right? They went after the trade unions. I didn't stand up because I wasn't a trade unionist. They went after the communists. I didn't stand up because I wasn't a communist. And then they went after the Jews. I didn't stand up. And then they came after me. And nobody was left to fight for me. So, you know how I feel. Fuck this guy. This guy's a piece of shit. So fuck him.